Today, we're going to dive into everything you need to know to identify and treat common pest problems in your grow. But before we do, today's video is brought to you by Real Grow Lab. If you want to connect with the best growers from all over the world, get tips and tricks on how to grow the dankest plants possible, and not have to worry about the censorship we get from YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Go check out realgrowlab.com. Get all kinds of great Grow Talk Q&A. Plus, see all the stuff YouTube won't let me show you in these videos. Sign up and join our growing community over at realgrowlab.com. Or download the app at the Apple or Android App Store. Now let's get back to today's video. All right, Hi C, you ready? Let's talk a little bugs.
I am. So a couple of things. First of all, this type of video never does well because people imagine, oh, it'll never happen to me.
Yes. Well, that's what IPM actually stands for. It's an integrated pest management. You know you're going to have some kind of pest sooner than later, so you're integrating that into your management system. The way you grow, you're doing it there's certain parameters that you can change. There's certain cultural practices, things that you can do, environmental things that will lower the pest pressure overall.
Okay, so you're jumping to the end of the video right at the beginning.
Sorry, sir.
That's okay. Real quick question. How big of a concern, like if I get spider mites and I don't catch them and then I smoke that bud, is it going to kill me?
I'm still here, but it'll absolutely ruin your harvest. Yeah. Turns out you can't smoke bugs.
You can or can't?
You cannot.
Okay.
It just ruins your harvest. When we talk about spider mites specifically, you'll see they suck out the life out of your plant. It's just little. They have a mouth part. It goes in there. It sucks the chlorophyll out. The chlorophyll is what makes the plant photosynthesize or allows the plant to photosynthesize. You're done. So so there's just no reason to.
So those bugs will really decrease the quality of the
gosh.
plant.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not worth it to grow with bugs. All right. If you see you have bugs in vegetative, do not flower those plants until you completely fix that problem. You're just wasting your time, money, electricity.
Okay, cool. So you mentioned spider mites. I'm going to pull up a picture of these real quick and help me understand what a spider mite is and what damage it does and how to identify them. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull that up.
You got it. Hi, C. Do you see why they call them two-spotted spider mite?
I don't. I'm confused.
There's big, giant spots on their back. Those two black spots on their back.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So you'll be able to see those. You can see it even without a magnifying glass. And you'll be able. That's a two-spotted spider mite right there. And that little round thing there is an egg.
Ooh.
Yeah, and that's the issue when you use pesticides or when you're treating these things. A lot of the pesticides will kill the bug, but not kill the egg. So then you have to learn life cycles and you have to understand. So as soon as that egg hatches, before that bug is able to lay more eggs, you have to kill it. So it really does understand. It's just about understanding the bug's life cycle. It's really not that hard to come up with a good IPM program. You just have to think about it right from the beginning.
And these guys, do they hang out on the tops of the leaves, the bottoms of the leaves? Does it matter?
Do me a favor. Let's look at this one because that's the reality of what it looks like. That's the underside of a leaf, and there's no denying it there. You can see there's eggs and broken egg parts. You can see, even without a magnifying glass, you can see the two dots on their back. So that's two-spotted spider mites. They like it when it's
the leaf, and they'll bite into it, and then you'll be able to notice the side effect of having them, right?
Yeah, they call it stippling, and they just stick their mouth part in there, and then they suck out the chlorophyll, that juicy green stuff, and that is what's responsible for driving photosynthesis for the plant.
You'll see these like little white circles or brown circles, dots.
Yeah, just little dots on the plant, and each time, if it's 40% dots and 60% green, you just lost 40% of the photosynthetic ability.
All right, let's go to the next one here. Okay, I got this picture pulled up of this bug. It's red. It's got like two tailpipe things coming out of its back end. What is this?
Aphid. Aphids have tailpipes. They got big butts too, man.
Okay.
That's how you can recognize an aphid. Some people will get them confused with fungus gnats or something like that.
Okay.
But the aphid has a big butt, like pear-shaped, and most aphids have two tailpipes coming out the back.
Okay.
I don't know the scientific word for them, but you'll see it'll be like two tailpipes. All right, you'll know what I'm talking about.
All right, and then I've got this other picture These ones are also aphids, I think, but they kind of look like white larva looking, but they got that big butt going on.
Yeah, those are root aphids, and they are rough. Okay, if you find out you have them, you really got to sit back and question whether you want to start over again. We'll get into that. But, yeah, that's probably about the worst one that I can. Look, I'm shrieking when I think of them. Yeah, those are root aphids. But a big butt, and then most aphids will have some tailpipes.
Okay, so I noticed the other aphids with the tailpipes, that picture looked like it was on a leaf. These ones look like they're down in the soil.
On the roof, sure. Sure, on the roots. Yep.
Okay, so do they live at different places on the plant then?
Yeah, absolutely. Most aphids will attack the canopy and the foliage. Root aphids, Phylloxera, I think is the species. I should probably have Googled that before I did this. Anyway, those stay in the roots, and they cause so much damage that it's really rough. When you start doing root drenches, bad enough to have to kill aphids, who knows what other biology you're killing. Especially on these plants that we only have a few months to get the harvest with. Right, man, sometimes it's just not even worth it.
So the spider mites, if you find them, there's ways to deal with them?
Yes.
You're saying if you get root aphids, just ditch the whole grow?
I don't know. If me and you were talking as a friend and I can get you some new cuts and we can clean the room and start over again, that's what I would recommend. Once you get these bugs, fighting them takes so much of the fun out of growing.
Right. Okay, I've got this picture pulled up. You mentioned earlier that the aphids kind of look like fungus gnats. I've got a fungus gnat. This thing looks scary.
Right. Man, they really don't. But if you're looking at bugs and you're not experienced with it, oh my God, I've got, must be an aphid. So this is a fungus gnat right there. This is probably the most benign bug that you can get. You'll get these a lot of times just from either overwatering or just having the surface of your container, the surface of your soil wet. These will be the first that show up. They're not going to destroy your crop. It is a sign that maybe you want to change some cultural practices up. You are starting to invite bugs. So yeah, what's gonna if a fungus gnat shows up, are you really going to be surprised if an aphid shows up next?
Right. Okay, so the fungus gnat maybe isn't the most dangerous, but it's a sign that you might be inviting some other stuff in.
I think so. Yeah. I don't even like to see fungus gnats, and then I monitor everything. And that leads us to the next part of what you need to know, which is what kind of bugs do you have? You have to monitor the situation to find out. It's not too easy to see something flying around and go, oh, I see the length of the thorax shows me that is a fungus gnat and not a thrip or not an aphid. So you have to be able to get a good view of them.
Okay, so I've seen a couple of tools that you use. You've got like a jeweler's loop.
Yep.
I've also seen you use like a magnifying thing on your phone.
Yep.
And then I saw some kind of weird sticky trap looking thing.
Yep.
Tell me about all three of those.
Sticky traps are where you start with. It's just basically it's a card, a yellow card that attracts bugs and has some kind of a glue on it. Pretty gross glue.
And a grid pattern. You explained something about the grid to me.
It does. There's like little square grids. And the idea is maybe once a week you put new ones of these out. And every week, as far as your IPM, your Integrated Pest Management Program, this is like what a manager does when he goes around with his clipboard. You're looking and you're saying, okay, look, how many fungus gnats or spider mites or whatever infestation I had did I have last week? When I look at these cards, how many was on the total card? How many was on the little quadrant? However you want to do it. And then you can compare. And you can say, hey, you know what? I put those bugs out 3 weeks ago, those beneficial predators, or I sprayed 3 days ago. Let's see how it's doing. So, I mean, that's, like those sticky traps, that's an IPM, a management tool.
Okay, the magnifying glass on your phone thing and then the jeweler's loop.
I'm going to go, the magnifying glass in your phone thing is fun. You can honestly just even take a close-up picture of something. Once it's stuck on that yellow sticky trap, then it's, it's stable, so you can look at it and identify it. It is kind of hard to identify or to get a good look or even a good picture of them when they're running around the leaf. it is pretty easy to just grab one of those little jeweler's loops. I think I bought 20 of them for about $4 a piece on Amazon. But yeah, it is so easy to just take a look. You can grab the leaf. You can see the leaf damage. Most of the time you're inspecting the underside of the leaf. You're looking for leaf damage. You're looking for eggs. You'll see a bug, running around every now and again, or a dead bug. But that little $5 jeweler's loop is a great tool.
Okay, so we found out we had bugs, or we're trying to prevent bugs. What's the 2 best tips for keeping bugs out of your grow or dealing with them once you've got them?
Wow. Okay, right off the cuff, man. Don't bring dirty stuff into your grow. I just walked a couple days ago. I went to my greenhouse, and then I was like, I really want to walk into my indoor garden. I had to resist. I didn't do it because I knew my greenhouse has some bugs in it. So just stuff like that, not bringing a new clone in from someone else. When you had bugs or mildew or whatever pathogen you had last harvest, did you wash everything? Did you clean your scissors? Did you clean your containers and your pots and really wash them? So cultural practices, stuff like that is a big part of IPM.
Okay. All right. And you mentioned 2 things earlier. You mentioned beneficial predatory bugs, and you mentioned spraying. I'm kind of afraid of the word spraying when it comes to stuff that I'm going to consume.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yes. I mean, there's safe things. There's horticultural oils. Neem oil is a really cool one. And the idea is when these bugs get sprayed with oil, they can't breathe. It's like if we got sprayed with oil, I guess, or covered in oil, they can't breathe, they can't operate, they can't reproduce. So it messes up that generation. It doesn't mess with the eggs, though. So what you got to do with the oils is
know the life cycle.
Yeah, know the life cycle. Yeah, every 3 days spray them. So when they hatch, you're killing the nymphs, the young ones. I like that, right?
And that neem oil, it's not going to ruin the product for me, the end consumer.
I don't spray anything on my buds once I flip them over, man. No, neem oil is terrible smelling, all right? There's no way I would smoke anything with neem oil on it.
Okay. You did mention also beneficial or predatory.
I like
So not all bugs are bad?
No, definitely not. I mean, think about outside. I mean, that's what growing outside, you've got this whole ecosystem. You've got one, that's funny, the beneficial predator folks, they say there's no resistance to being eaten. Because when you spray pesticides on plants, after a while, the bugs figure out a way to, deal with them. They get used to them. But when there's other bugs just eating them, there's not any resistance to it,
So some bugs eat plants, and then some bugs eat bugs.
Yep, predators. Yes, and they call them beneficial predators. Arbico Organics is a big seller of them. Check out this chart. These are the good bugs. These bugs eat other bugs, and we all know about ladybugs, right? We've always heard that as a kid. Ladybugs eat other bugs. They're generalists. So if you can throw some ladybugs into your grow, aside from them being attracted to the lights, very cool. The one right below it, that's your Spidermite killer right there. Predator. It's Persimilis. I don't know. I'm not educated like that. All right. Persimilis is what I say. It is Spidermite killer.
And I think you've actually ordered these bugs before. You said that you can buy these bugs specifically for this purpose.
Absolutely. Arbico is who I order mine from. There's several good places to order them from. I'm looking at praying mantis. I've ordered those before. They'll eat anything. They get an egg, and then a bunch of them hatch out of it, and then they eat all the bugs, and then they eat each other.
I was going to say, they'll eat everything, including other praying mantises.
Predators eat things, and then you got like the whitefly parasite. They infect. They won't just kill the egg or the bug. They'll just infect it. You never seen it when like something grows out of the bug?
The zombie ants.
Yes, that kind of thing. They're parasites.
Okay.
Hey, but that's just my 2 cents on the matter. Give me your best tip for how you handle pests in your grow. Please leave it in the comments. And if you like this video, please hit that like button. Smash that subscribe button. Check out the other couple videos YouTube's recommending. And share this with a friend.